Hello, my name is Darren, and I'm here to show you how to change your pool filter without using the pool man. I'm sure I'll get some people who are pool men saying I'm doing it wrong, but this is kind of the way it works for me, and hopefully I can save you some money. There's only 3 tools you really need: a flathead or Phillips screwdriver, a deep socket 9/16 inch socket set, and this is the key, a magic wand. You can get these at CVS, Rite Aid sometimes, usually only during the summertime, beginning of summer they put these out, or you can get them on Amazon, but this is really the key feature. So that's about it. Then obviously you're going to need to get some of the diametric earth. This is what you're going to have to put into your filter after we replace it. But for right now, I think we're going to get started. The first thing you're going to want to do is open up the valve, the relief valve. It's in the back here. Did you hear that? It's releasing the pressure. Just open it up pretty much most of the way. Let it air out, and at the bottom is a drain plug. Okay. Let me show you. That's where you're going to need your screwdriver. Basically, all you're going to do is a flathead or round or Phillips. You put it in a slot. There's a slot, a big black screw basically with a slot in it. It's going to be tough to get. Maybe I'll take a picture and see if I can add it later. But this is all you do is once you get it started with the screwdriver, because it's a little tight, you can unscrew it. But what you'll see is you're going to see the water start to come out. And I have a poor drain. That drain is going to fill up. So what we're going to do is just get the water out, and I'm going to move the camera equipment because my drain is clogged. And I'm going to brush this water out of here, and we'll get back to you with the next step. Okay, we're back. So you let the water drain out, and then what it is, the next step is you grab your 9/16 inch deep socket. And all you do is you put it on here, and you unscrew it. What you want to do is put your hand under here so you don't lose any parts. There's a few different parts on here. And I just recommend keeping them in the same order. It's basically a washer, a spring, and a washer on your nut. There you go, washer, spring, washer. They all fit on this nut. So this is what you want to put aside in a safe place until we need it when we want to put it back together. I'm putting it on the heater. So that's it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take off the band. Should just come right off. I mean, you can use a screwdriver if you want. But there, that's done. Let me see if I need to back the video out. And basically now the next step is just to remove the lid. It's pretty easy. Should come off very simple. Lift it up, and there's the filter. So now what we're going to do is, let me get this out of the way here. Basically, in order to get this out, is you just lift it straight up. There's spots that even say lift here, lift here. Hopefully your previous guy lubed up the pipe that it goes in, but just give it a... It is a little heavy, but there we go. Now the filter is out, and that's all it is to it, to take out the filter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the video over to an area where I like to clean the filter. I don't like to clean it in the same area as where I took it off. For one, I've got a clogged drain I need to fix, but I also have a different area where I like to clean the filter. So we'll do that. Okay, so now I moved my filter over to an area where I normally do my cleaning. I'm probably too tall, so I want to make sure I get in this video. This is my handy little wand. This thing is amazing. There's two different ways to clean the filter. One, you can take this completely apart, which we're going to do, but also there's kind of an easier way to do it. This wand sprays flat. You don't want to use anything too straight or streaming, because these things they're not delicate, but they can damage, and you don't want to damage them because each one of these fins are pretty expensive. So you get this wand, and I'll show you the fanning motion of it, and you just rinse off the earth. As long as you have a drain. I don't know where your pool person does it, but sometimes it goes out into the street or wherever, but you have to clean them anyway. So I'm going to wand this down. You go in and out of each one of the ribs to clean it until it's white. That's the quick and easy way to do it. Make sure you go through every rib, get everything out. You can actually flip it upside down. We'll do it again continuously till it's pure white. That's it, it's clean. So here's the fin, how it fans out. See how it fans out? You can just hit your, you can just wash it like this. This is the easy way to do it. And then you go down within the ribs and clean it all out. And once it's nice and clean, you put it back in. And I'm going to take this apart. So in order for me to take it apart, I'm going to have to use a crescent wrench and a pair of pliers. Okay, I'm back. So basically what I did is I just got a couple of crescent wrenches that I'm going to use to unscrew this. You may have a wing nut with a nut underneath, which could be 5/8, 15 millimeter. I'm not too sure. I mean, you can check. I'm just using crescent wrenches. So basically what I'm going to do is unscrew the nut. It's just being held up a little bit by the bottom. So I'll tip it. Keep that on there. Tip it a little bit while I hold it. Unscrew. There we go. Held it just a little bit. Now it's coming loose. I think I got it. There we go. Didn't take too long. Keep the nut in the washer in a safe place. Don't know where a safe place is, but here's the safe place over here. Now basically the top comes off. Or the bottom. I don't know if this is the top or the bottom. When we put it back together, we tend to turn it upside down. So that's it. So now you have this and you have all your ribs exposed. And what I tend to do is, let me show you real quick. I mean, this is just me. I don't like to get all this out into my driveway or out through my drain and into the street. So as I take these apart, there's big clumps of earth on them. I bring it to a trash can, empty trash can. Take as much off as I can. So, I mean, you could, like I said, you could just hose it, but there's big chunks that there's no need for it to go down the drain. So I'm going to stop the video right now, because it does take a little while to do each one of these, and I'm in no rush, and this is how I do it. Or you could put these down, spray them, get them clean, and put them back together. These are all really the exact same size, except for one panel. One panel is a little shorter, so that it goes to the inlet tube. I think it's an inlet tube, I'm not too sure. But I'll show you that a little bit later. Right now all we're going to do is clean the panels. And you can either do it with the spray wand, which I'm going to end up doing, but I'm just going to take a lot of the big clumpy stuff off. Again, I'll just do a couple of them for you. See on top here, these big chunks? I don't need these to go out in the street and get all over the car tires. And so I just take this stuff off. They get paid for their time and going house to house. But I'm a homeowner and I'm taking a little bit extra time to make sure my pool filter is good and clean. And I will even do more than this. Like you'll see again, you'll see these big chunks falling off? I don't want that going down my drain. But here we go. See, this is what I meant to. I'll pick this stuff up too before I rinse. But see, if you rinse, these big guys are going to go down into your street. Since you're a pool guy, I guess they'll rinse it down too. I mean, not really, because there is a backflow valve, way to clean your filter. Mine is not hooked up to the sewer, it's not hooked up to any drain, it's just in the area where we first started to take this off, and it would just make a mess. So I can't do it, I have to do this. This is an option that I have to do. So I just keep taking these big chunks and putting them in here. So I'm going to stop the video until I can get all this, the majority of it, taken off, and then I'll show you how to spray them down. All this does is just save the amount of earth that goes out into the street and gets all over everybody's tires, unless you have a better place to empty it out. So right now this is the filter taken apart. I like to pick up the big pieces, throw them away. And we're going to hose them off. The good thing about this wand is also it's got a valve on it. So here in California, you get in trouble for wasting water. I know I'm telling you they're fragile and don't let them break, and that was pretty stupid, but oh well. They're fragile, but not that fragile. But the best thing to do is lay them down. You always want to end with this little thing down. So that's where all the water goes out of. See, this is a little one. This is a small one. This one you want to, it's going to be easy to pick out, but You want to put it in an area separate from the others, just so you know where the little one is. There you go. It's all the ribs right now. They're all nice and clean. So let's clean this area up and oh, hang on. Obviously, I might as well show you. Clean all the parts. All the parts are clean. We had to put it back together. Here's all my ribs. This is where I stacked all the ribs. Basically, I've moved them from over here where I did the cleaning to over here where I stacked them all up and got them ready to put them back in. So let's move the camera back over here. Okay, here we go. This is what we're going to do. Is we're going to use this piece first of the filter. It was the top, now it's going to become the bottom. And what we're going to do is, let me grab the smallest filter. This is the one you keep aside, so you know it's the smallest one. You need this because you're going to need it because this is in the way. That's what it's for. It's the second one over. If you hold it like this, it's the second one over. It's got grooves, it's got slots. You just put it in. Done. Set it on the ground. That's it. So this is the most important one. Once you get this, the rest of them is fairly simple. You just got to start feeding in the ribs around the side. I'm gonna put this up here next to it, just something as a brace in case it tips over. But for instance, here's a rib. I'm just going to put it on the outside of it first. I'm going to start with the next hole, which would be the second hole, and I'm on the third hole. See, it's kind of getting heavy, so I'll put it so it leans against the trash can. That's it. And you just keep, there's a small side and a long side. I think once you start, I don't know, you know, it just kind of fits. I don't think there's any, you know, I'm not really editing this, or you just kind of follow the holes and you put the piece in, it slides in, you just fit right in. In case you want to see, now you still get to the last hole. No problem. Goes right in there. So everything is in here right now, ready to go. We just need to put the top on, or the bottom. Here's the bottom. And it's not that difficult. I thought it was difficult the first time I did it, but you just got to kind of open them up. And they kind of fall in. They each have its own little rib to go in. There it goes. We gotta. Oh, my bad. Obviously there's a hole. The hole's gonna go right here. See, that's why, as you know, I'm not a pool guy when I do stuff like that. So you want to make sure that this is in line with the tube. Alright, just shake it. There. Shake it. They all fell into place right now. So you're halfway done. Now what we got to do is we get the rod. Don't forget to pick up your nut, safety spot. Slide this through the middle. get a little tricky, but I just kind of turn it over a little bit, reach under, put the screw on, put the washer and the nut on. As far as it'll go. Flip it over. It's really light right now. Tighten it as much as you can. Then you get your wrenches. Maybe this might be quicker with a socket with the right size, but that's it. It's good, it's tight, snug, not too tight. That's a clean filter. We're ready to go put this thing back in. So hang on a second, I'm gonna go carry it back and we'll get started on that. Okay, here we go. Bringing the filter back into the picture. Nice clean picture. Filter, sorry. I didn't mention this earlier. Pick up some petroleum jelly, Vaseline. Just need something so that it'll make it easier on you next time you want to change these parts out. Take a nice little slab of this. Lube your pipe up. This just makes, you know how it goes. Makes it a little easier to slide it in the hole, right? So, actually what I'm gonna do is, I haven't done this yet, is I'm gonna get the hose over here and I'm gonna rinse this out because I just want it totally clean. I still see there's some earth in there. So I'm gonna bring the hose over here, rinse it out, and then we're gonna put the cap back on. This is the cap that we took out to drain. We'll put the cap back in. So let me get the hose. There's a seal here, as you can see. It's a nice O-ring seal. Just check it, make sure it's not damaged. I've been here for a few years doing this, and it's been a while. I don't think they damage very easy. So there, that's clean. Just about every little piece of sand is out of there, or dirt, or earth. Then you just put the ring back on. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the cap and I'm going to put the cap back over the hole. You just do it hand tight, and then you get your screwdriver, like I said, flathead Phillips or anything that'll slide in between. Just give it about a quarter turn, something nice, a little snug. That it won't leak. That's it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get the filter, which is much lighter now, cleaner. You line up this tube with the pipe. I'm sure pool guys know what it's called, but there, done. So that's how you clean your pool filter. You know, it does take about an hour or so, but it's worth it. I have a back flush valve, but it just opens into nothing. And if you back flush it, which is what some pool guys will do, it will clean it and drain it out. But it makes more of a mess, and I can't do that. And I like to make sure that this is really clean. So it's out. I take the fins off, or if I don't want to take the fins off, you just use the magic wand and just clean it up and put it back in. It's real quick and easy. And that's it. I like to fill this back up with water. I don't know if you have to, but I try to fill it up to give it as much help as possible. So, you may want to do this too. I mean, maybe a pool guy will say you don't have to do it. Maybe pool guys will say this guy's doing everything wrong. Don't do it, but it works for me, man. Sorry, guys. Okay, you can tell I'm definitely a rookie because I ran out of battery on the camera. So, as we're doing a video, it's probably not a good thing to do. But all you do is you keep cranking this until pretty much all the gap is gone. You tighten the screw until all the gap is gone, and then I have a little bit, about a 1/4 inch, but I kind of know from before if you want to kind of measure the distance before you unscrew it. That might be a good idea, give you a good reference of where you should be. But mine's all good. It feels good, pretty tight. Got pretty tight sounding. It's gonna do this for a long time, but once it gets to a deeper like crunch, then you kind of know you're almost there. And then just check your gap. So I think that's it. Pretty much it. I don't know where the battery left off, but it's pretty simple. You know, when you just put the top back on, tighten this up with your 9/16 inch socket, and we're good to go. The only other thing when you're doing the pool filter change, is you're also going to want to change the little one too as well. I'm sure you may have done this before. You just got to take off the top, take your basket out, clean it. Mine's pretty clean. I cleaned it fairly recently. So I'm just going to clean this, put it back in. But again, the same thing is what you want to do is you want to take some Vaseline or some petroleum jelly, put it around the O-ring here. So that way it comes on a little easier. It comes on and off easier. So this is pretty simple. And then also what you do is when you put this back in, is you have to fill this up with water. And then you put the top back on, you're good to go, fire it up, and then we'll go put some dirt in on the other side. Okay, now that we're done with the filter, I actually changed out, like I said, changed out the other filter on my pump. You may not have the same pump, but I'm just going to go ahead and fire this one up. So you fire the pump up, and you come over here and you check on your valve. Basically, not check on your valve, there's that relief valve in the back that we unscrewed to allow air to come in. What you want to do is tighten it up a little bit. Tighten it up so the filter kind of gets to work itself. Then what you're going to want to do is let the air out. I'm kind of hand holding this now. I hope it's in focus. But see, you hear that? Air's coming out there. As soon as water comes out, you're done. Tighten it back up. That's it. Your filter should be approximately between 7 pounds. I hope it's in focus, but anyways, it's about 7 pounds. That's about a pressure that's kind of normal before you put in the diametric earth. And so let's go do that. Let me shut this off for a sec. Okay, one of the first things you're going to want to do before you get started with everything is go to your creepy crawly area, unhook it, take out your filter. You know, I mean, it's not winter time, so you can take out any leaves or anything that you see floating around in there. Obviously, winter time you could probably do things a little more cautious, a little easier, something a little slower, maybe not even do this, or get a tongs or something, I don't know. But anyways, just take this out, leave this open, and then we'll go get started on cleaning the filter. Now is we're going to put in the earth. Basically what we need to do is, every pool is different. So you're going to want to look it up or call Leslie's and see how much you're going to want to add. I know mine is about 6 to 7 scoops. You should wear a mask with this. This isn't you don't want to breathe this stuff in. I'm not doing it. I'm not the smartest. But so what you do is you just, while the pump's going, slowly add your earth. 1 scoop at a time. 2, 3, 4. Stay away from that stuff. 5, 6, 7. My pool calls for 7 scoops. Like I said, I'm not too sure what yours would call for. But once you do this, the filter has been completely cleaned. redone, and hopefully you won't have to do it for another 3 to 4 months. So hopefully this video helps you out. You know, hopefully I don't get too much criticism from the pool guys, but this kind of works for me, and hopefully it works for you. Actually, there is one more step. Obviously, once you put the earth in, you're not going to be able to put the basket back in, so you're going to want to go turn the the pool pump off. Clean out your first filter here, put it back in, reattach your creepy crawly, put the lid back on. Now you're done. That should do it. Hope this helps.